Welcome back to Tuesday's Mustard Show with me, Darren Eadie, and someone even smaller than me. The one, the only Helen McDermott.
You keep on about my size.
Oh, right,
talk about
scripts.
yours in a moment. No, I'm actually standing up at the moment.
Are you?
Yes,
Me too.
yes,
I'm still taller than you.
Yeah. All right,
It's not very often that happens.
Well, look, we're going to move on to other things, because fascinating as I am, what should we do if you've got a bit of money?
Yes.
Well, you would know all about this, rich footballers and all of that.
About.
Yeah. Well, no, do we buy gold or silver, or now should I stockpile oil? I don't know where.
All of the above.
Or invest in property. Well, all questions that I'm sure Darren, and as I was saying, your footballer friend, kick around daily. But here, with his top tips on how us mere mortals might make a financial killing in 2015, is Top Gun turned money magician Siam Kidd.
I feel the need for greed. So, Simon, see what I did there? It's very good, wasn't it? You've not heard that before.
Never. Is that from
Top Gun? Yes.
Oh, Top Gun. Oh, I see. I beg your
catch up,
pardon.
Helen.
Sorry, not Yoda.
No. So you come in today to give us a few tips. You're well, what would you call yourself?
I'm a trader.
A trader,
yeah.
Right.
So I trade the currency and commodity markets.
So are you one of these sort of stockbroker chaps?
No,
who've seen
not
these
at all.
pictures of them and all standing
Wolf of
around
Wall Street.
going
No.
whatever they do? No?
I can be as far removed from that as possible.
Okay.
I spend most of my time probably at home in my pyjamas in my office just trading. So
sounds like a great job.
yeah.
You could have got changed before you came today.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks anyway. Yeah.
So what kind of things are you trading in at the moment?
Mainly currencies, so I find it's a more volatile market, which makes it easier to trade.
Yeah.
And with the systems that we use, it's easily forecasted.
Yeah. Well, is that something that everyday people at home with a little bit of savings can look into? Because I think that would scare a lot of people when you think about trading big commodities and things like that.
Yeah, it is scary. I mean, one of the main reason people are fearful of trading or investing is simply due to the lack of knowledge. People fear what they don't understand, and unfortunately there are lots of horror stories out there. But if you have a proper system and discipline and proper risk management in place, then anyone can do it.
But it's all very well having, taking a risk, but you've got to have money, haven't you, to be able to take a risk. So for the sort of, normal person, if I may say so, in the street, you haven't got that kind of money to play around with, have you?
True, but everyone has to start somewhere, and I mean, what I don't like are companies that say you can make hundreds of pounds a day from day one, which is completely unrealistic. So it does take a year to become proficient. And what you can do is set yourself up on a dummy trading account, so you can trade with the real live markets but with fake money, just to hone in your skills.
Okay.
But it's a long term.
But that can be quite addictive, I can imagine. Can you?
Well,
and also complicated. So what's an easier way for someone that perhaps wouldn't understand?
Well, I think perhaps building up that little pot first of all.
Building up a pot.
Yeah, I mean. I suppose, I mean, you don't have to trade. I mean, it's just what I'm good at. But you can take a more laid-back approach and just become a passive investor, passive or an active investor. So you can spend as little as 5 minutes per month, and you'll still be able to beat inflation and get at least 10% per year.
But spend that time doing what? I mean, actually buying commodities, or that's what I'm trying to understand.
Okay. The main crux is that people need to enhance their own personal knowledge. And so, reading more books. So there's a good book by Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It completely changed my life, and I think everyone should read it. For instance, so take gold and silver, for example. It's one of the easiest things to invest in at the moment. So I wouldn't bother trading it, but you can actually go onto any online bullion dealer and actually buy physical gold and silver, and there's very little risk with that because you own it.
Still quite frightening, I imagine. But what's a few things we can do at home just to make sure we put money aside? Because I'd imagine discipline is the most important rule, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. So there's something going around the internet called the 2015 Money Challenge,
right?
Which is quite good. It's basically where you
this is it here.
Oh, yes.
This is putting money in a jar.
Yes, you get a jar, you put a spreadsheet over it, and so on week 1 you put £1 into it,
right.
Week 2 you put £2 into it, all the way up to week 52 you put £52 in.
Yeah, it's hardly revolutionary, is it?
I wouldn't have thought so. You could put it in a pig, but I mean, well, not a real pig, but I mean...
I wouldn't actually do it that way, though. There's a few things which I would change. So I'd start doing the heavy work first. So week 1, start putting £52 in, and then £51 in. So that way you see more of a saving a lot quicker, so it reaffirms the habit, so to speak.
I mean, I think really what to sum it up, what you're saying is that people should be a bit more knowledgeable about the things they can do about money, and maybe it should be taught more in schools, because I mean, certainly, you know, I wouldn't have had a clue. I still haven't got a clue.
From such an early age, knowledge is power. It's true, isn't it? You need to teach your kids.
Yeah. And buying stocks and shares isn't the only way to develop wealth. I mean, it's actually very 1990s, because if you buy a stock, you can only make money if it goes up, and you've got capital gains tax and stamp duty and all.
There's a lot of things, aren't there? Well, we could go on.
Yes.
And I'm sure we will do.
Yeah, because you've got your own website as well, which people can come to look at if they want to do any trading or get any advice and things like that as well. But they'll put that up on the screen. But thanks very much.
And there
for
it
coming
is. Many thanks. Well, my spies tell me that Mustard's very own property princess. Now there's